Yo, what's up, guys? So here's a quick double feature. Promise you this one's gonna be fast. Uh, it has to do with scamming and lying. Like people who are scammers and people who are in, try to go into the industry and lie and shit like this. Okay. So scam part first. So I printed out something that someone said about how they were someone tried to scam them on Stage 32, but I have at the top dream, the word dream. The reason I fucking hate the word dream is because it just allows it allows the fakesters, oh, you have a dream? Like it allows the fakesters to try to fucking scam you, and it allows the real industry to try to manipulate you. So it's not really, I get it, like, I think in the purest form, yeah, we have a dream, like, whatever. But if you say that to people, then it just alerts them that, okay, I can maybe probably try to take advantage of them in some way. Turn that dream into a goal. Through what? Through a strategy. You talk language like this, I have a goal and a strategy, a lot of people will leave you the fuck alone. Scammers and this kind of shit. And know that you're not gonna be easily manipulated and not send you this shit in your back channel, this kind of stuff. I've never received, not once have I received a, scam. Like, if you give us this money, we can do this for you. I would just be like, oh, really? Like, really? I'll pretend to play along and then flip the whole thing upside down on you, once I get all the information, undercover. Like, once I get all the information and shit, and then be like, this is who tried to scam me. Are you fucking crazy? And do 10 videos body slamming you. Bam, 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 bam. I can't stand the fucking scammers. Anyway, so this writer said this. I don't have my fucking, I always fucking forget. I just want to try to help real quick and I fucking forget. So this writer said this: be careful of fake profiles on Stage 32. I was scammed by someone pretending to be a director I admire until I reached out to the director himself, who said it was fake. So, then he says, if they ask for money, they ain't real, folks. Hand emoji. And I'm like, they got another one? Fuck. But then he says, I never sent them the money. Good, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? And good for outing them. But you should say who the fuck it is. But whatever. Good on this writer for calling out Stage 32 in this way. Hey man, you're not vetting these people. You know what I mean? That's a fair thing to say. If people are receiving scam bullshit, that's a fair thing to say of your company, that you're not vetting them. So the thing with that is never pay money up front. Never. It won't happen. Real people will never ask you for money up front. It's a commission-based industry. You know what I mean? So I don't care if you're modeling, music, writing, acting, whatever. It's all commission-based. So they get it on the back end once they commission you. I don't know how that's not just, I don't know how 100% of people trying to break into the industry don't fucking know that. How is that not just set in stone at this point? You don't pay up front. Never. I've been repped for 4 different things. Well, 3, basically. Modeling and acting, so I'll count that as 1. Music and writing. Never will you be asked up front for money, or it's fucking fake. But I've heard People trying to scam with like retainers and so forth like this. You don't give it agent or manager or retainer. You know what I mean? Or a lawyer. I wouldn't give a lawyer a fucking retainer. Are you crazy? I'll pay you off like the deal, if we make one. However, looking at if you have like a contract or something you want them to look at or build out a contract for you for like say like an independent movie or something like this, then yeah, you gotta pay them. You know what I mean? The lawyer I'm talking about. That can be worth it. What else? So never pay up front. Let me go to lying. I've seen people lie in the industry, and I'll give you two stories, real quick of how that did not work out for them, what their lie was, and how it didn't work out for them. You never want to lie in the industry. You're gonna get caught. You know what I'm saying? You never want to scam people, and you never want to fucking lie. You know. So there was this dude at, he was an assistant way back in the day at CAA, and he printed up cards. I'll tell the story quick because I've told it before. He printed up cards that said he was an agent. You honestly think you're not going to get fucking caught. And you're handing these cards out. Even if you just said I'm an agent, and you're not, and they call up and they're like, this person, I almost said his name, I won't. Even if you're out there telling people that you're an agent and you're not, and someone calls up and says, yeah, I'm looking for, so-and-so agent. They said they were an agent. People are going to be like, what? Even the receptionist, they'll gossip about it. Did so-and-so's going around saying they're an agent? And it'll just spread through the whole company, and then you're fired, and then you're kicked out. That's just from word of mouth. But you're handing out cards where they have actual proof that you printed this shit up you're gone, bro. That's exactly what happened to this guy. Punted. Bye-bye. You're gone, bro. Here's another one. There was a writer that got super hot on the scene. Some people might know this story. I've never told this one. I don't think. Got super hot on the scene, and this is years ago, decades ago. Got super hot on the scene. Young writer, 18 or something like 17, something like this. Super young writer. Her script goes out, boom, catches fire, and people are like, I cannot believe a 17-year-old or 18 or whatever wrote this, because she's fucking 30 something and lying about her age. She just looks young. And someone popped her, and then everybody said, bye, you're gone. Fuck you. You can't do shit like that. And she thought, I'm so smart to lie to the industry. They'll fucking catch you. And then you're fucking done, you're gone. There you go. Like, maybe they would have liked the script if you didn't lie about your age, for example. Maybe they still would have liked it. So that leads me into ending with this, which is, I've been called a liar about Gone Girl, right? By service people. Let me ask this question, which I've never fucking pointed out. Do you think I'm that fucking stupid to lie about that? And think I can get away with it after being married to a fucking agent for 20 years? And dealing with her after that for another 5 or 6 years? You think I'm that fucking stupid to lie about it while she's still alive and can call bullshit on it? Are you dumb, bro? You know what I mean? Like, that's where their accusation falls the fuck apart. I'm not that stupid. Okay? Like, I joke around and shit on my videos, but I'm not stupid enough to lie about something that fucking big and think I can get away with it. And reminder, I said co-sold. That's what I say. Not taking credit for the whole fucking thing. In the background. And sidebar, I know that Sherry had told people that I didn't have anything to do with it. Because she changed the story. Like the real thing is because she told me that. I'm like, what? Like you're changing your story now? Like, do you remember the high five part where we're sitting right there doing it on the phone together? Remember that part? Remember the part where I get 50% commission? You remember that part? Time plus money equals amnesia. That's the point there. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about anybody call me a liar. You know what I mean? Cool. Then I'll pull up the emails. Exactly what was said to the head of Fox. Only 3 people know that. Me, Sherry, and the head of Fox. Unless they had their assistant on. I have the fucking email right on my computer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried about that. I'll pull it right up if anybody real. I don't give a fuck what a service person thinks. You know what I mean? But if anybody real was like, he's lying about that, I'd be like, okay, well then I'll pull up the emails of me and Sherry going back and forth, and I'll pull up the texts right from Sherry's text thing, and there's her number. You know what I mean? That's her saying this. I didn't fake this. Exactly what she said. Exactly what our conversations were back and forth. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like scamming people. Like, what are you doing? Like, why can't you just try to do something for fucking real? These scammers. I know I'm not talking to anybody who watches my shit. We don't scam. We don't lie. This kind of shit. Scamming and lying will not help you. I can't believe people do shit like that. You know what I mean? It's actually easier to try to make it for real. It's actually easier to not lie and just do some shit and then just say what happened. So anyway, I want to just like stomp that one into the ground real quick. That part more because I know writers aren't going to go out there and try to scam, but you don't want to lie. You know what I mean? You want to tell the truth to the best of your ability. If you say this person's involved, they better this person's attached to my shit. They better have been attached to your shit, or are or whatever. Because someone's gonna pop you. You know what I mean? So never lie in the industry. I don't recommend it. You'll get found out. You'll get caught. You'll get kicked out. So that's why I'm not kicked out. Not really. I've spoken to people, because they know I'm fucking telling the truth to the best of my ability. Peace, guys. Good luck out there. Later.